Hey vape fans, and welcome to another Mount Baker Vapor Product Spotlight. Today we're going to be talking about the Innokin MVP 2.0 Starter Kit. I'm just going to start off by doing a bit of an unboxing, kind of show you the different components, how to operate it, how to fill the tank that's included. So let's go ahead and start digging into this. Alright, so when you receive your package, it's going to come in this plastic box here. And when you open it, right on top you're going to have the MVP itself. So this is the unit. And then underneath here, you're going to have all the other accessories that come with it. So it's going to come with the manual, of course, tell you how to operate it. But you won't need that now. Also, it's going to come with this iClear 30 here. We'll show you how to fill that here in a little bit. The drip tip for the Clearamizer, the beauty ring, and your charging cable. So I guess we'll start with the charging cable. It's just going to be a standard USB. So you will need a wall adapter or to be charging this from something with a USB connection. And then the MVP itself is going to be charged using this micro USB slot right here. So right next to that slot you see the normal size USB, and this is actually a really cool feature of the MVP, and kind of one of the things that makes it stand out is it has charging output. So here you can see the switch that says on and off. If you flip that to on and then plug in a USB there, it can actually charge your phone or anything that charges via USB cable. So that's a cool little feature here. So a little more about the unit itself. Just like the rest of the Innokin products and a lot of other e-cigs out there, to turn it on it's just going to be a 3-click. As you can see, it's going to cycle through the colors there, and then when you hold it on it's going to shine green. Green means that it has a full battery, so it does come charged. Once it hits yellow, you know that you're getting a little low, and red is when it'll be close to dying. So we'll shift here a little bit. As you can see there, that screen looks pretty rough, but don't worry, that's actually just a cover, so we'll go ahead and remove that. This is one of my favorite parts. And now you can see it's nice and shiny. So the MVP is a variable voltage and variable wattage device. As you can see on the side here, there's a P and a V. The V stands for volts. So if we hold that down, we can cycle through our voltage. The MVP has a voltage range of 3.3 to 5 volts. So it's just going to cycle through it from lowest to highest as you keep pressing the V button. Now if we hold down the P, or power, that's our wattage. The wattage is going to go from 6 watts to 11 watts. And it's the same. You'll just keep clicking the P button to be able to cycle from lowest to highest wattage there. By holding down both buttons, that generally gives you the atomizer ohm rating, so the resistance of your atomizer. Right now it's going to say non because we don't have anything hooked up to it. I'll show you that once we get the atomizer put on. When you just click one of the buttons quickly, it's going to show you a number there. That number is actually just a puff counter, so it's going to tell you how many times you've fired the device since its last full charge. Looking at the top of the unit, we have a standard Ego threading here on the outside, and we also have the 510 threading. So that is the use of the beauty ring that comes with it. If you're using a 510 threaded device, you're just going to put this beauty ring on it to cover up those Ego threads. It just makes it look a little nicer. It's also got a few air holes in there, so you're not going to have a restriction of airflow by using the beauty ring. So now let's take a look at the Clearamizer that comes with the MVP starter kit. What we have here is an iClear 30. So it's going to come with the coil already pre-installed in there, but the drip tip is going to be unscrewed. So this drip tip is a little different than some of the other standard drip tips we see, the 510 drip tips. Instead of being a press fit, this is actually going to screw onto the top of the atomizer here. And then it has the swivel mouth just so you can select the orientation that you prefer for your drip tip. The iClear 30 is a 3 milliliter capacity tank, as you can see there on the side. And notice that it says 3.0 milliliters max, so that is where we're going to shoot for when we're filling it. Since this is a top coil, we are going to fill from the top. You just unscrew the top here. We're going to take our bottle of juice. And as I said before, we're just going to fill right up to that 3.0 line. You always want to fill from the side of the tank, as that way you don't get any of the liquid down into the center. That's generally where you're going to get some flooding issues. So just make sure you're filling it right there on the side. And as you can see, right up to that max line. And then all we're going to do is just put the top cap on. I like to roll the unit around a little bit just to make sure those wicks are fully saturated. And now I'm just going to let the unit sit for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to take a few dry pulls on it just to make sure that I'm not going to get a dry hit when I first take this, when I take my first vape off of this. So now that the wicks are fully saturated and the atomizer is prime, I'm going to screw it onto the device. As you can see, it just screws right on. And now, as I said before, if you hold down both of these buttons, you can see there it's going to show you the ohms of the coil. Alright, so the atomizer is reading at 2.1 ohms. I generally like to start at a lower voltage. I'm going to start around 4.2. That's my personal preference. What I recommend you doing if this is your first time using the Clearomizer and the device is starting even a little lower and just kind of pushing it up a little by little and kind of finding that sweet spot. It's important to note that different people will have different preferences on where they run their voltage or wattage, and also different juices are going to have different temperatures or voltage and wattage outputs that are going to make the juice taste better to you. So now that's all primed and I have it set to 4.2 volts, I'm going to go ahead and give it a vape. As you can see, it performs very well. It's really easy to use. This is kind of my recommendation for where to go after Ego batteries, or sometimes even where to start. Some people want to dive headfirst into a variable voltage mod. Some people want to start off with the Egos. But either way, this is a really nice little device for someone who's been vaping for a little bit, or someone who's looking to dive in a little deeper right off the bat. The nice thing is this battery is 2600 mAh, so this is going to last you tremendously longer than an Ego battery, or even 2 Ego batteries. I mean, you can't really lose with this device. It comes with a tank, a 15 ml bottle of juice, and the device itself. Yeah, I really recommend giving it a try if you're looking to just step up a little bit. And for most people, it's going to be their first venture into a box-type mod. This is kind of my preference on style. I like the rectangle or square more than a cylinder. When I set it down on the table, I know it's not going to roll away. So, like I said, highly recommended by me. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.